Welcome back, Sports Club fans. We tried to get Sweepy in here to do the opening for us, but apparently all of them were filled.
Hi-ho! So we're going to start with the Thursday night game, right? Wow. Welcome to the show.
That was a late laugh, my bad.
Thursday night game. Kansas City starts out 3-0 for the season.
3-0. Look at Alex Smith winning games.
And,
Something the 49ers are not doing.
But yeah, Philadelphia just, after their first week, they just look stagnant on offense right now. Mm-hmm. They're not moving the ball as well as they did first week. Of course,
they're still tired.
Are they from first week?
Yes, they are.
Is that what it is?
Apparently.
That's what everybody's saying. When you run that many plays in one game, you're bound to have a let-off at some point.
But the biggest thing that I've seen, the big difference in Kansas City, is their defense. Their defense has been head and shoulders above what they were. Head and shoulders above what they were last year.
But it helps they have an offense, though, to help.
Yes.
That'll help the defense.
Well, I don't really consider they have an offense. They have an offense that is
more accurate than last year.
Has a game manager.
Yeah, I agree.
There's not a quarterback. It's a game manager. 26-16 is the final score. Kansas City beats Philly. Green Bay loses their second game to...
Told you this was going to happen.
Did you really?
I did. I told you I picked the Bengals.
I don't remember this. 34-30. I'll talk to you about the picks and pick'ems later. 34-30 is the final score. Green Bay, their offense continues to just put up numbers, but their defense is just awful.
AFC is better than the NFC.
They are this year.
That's crazy. So because nobody's seen that coming. It was like the AFC has the weak division or the weak conference.
It's completely different. Cincinnati wins 34-30. Dallas, big Dallas.
Look at y'all.
31-7.
Got 2 wins. How's that feel?
We're 2-1. The offense actually came together. Des Bryant and Tony Romo took advantage of a weak St. Louis secondary. They did what they were supposed to do. They put up points, and the defense looked terrific again for the third week in a row, and the offense actually kicked in. We're leading the NFC East right now, and through 3 weeks in the season, I really believe that we're the best team in that division.
Are you a happy Dallas fan right now, or are you still kind of waiting on the inevitable Dallas collapse?
I'm waiting on that other foot to drop.
It'll happen in like November, December.
Yeah, probably. Dallas's offense this past weekend did what we're supposed to do. We put up points with the talented people that we have on our roster, and the defense did what it's been doing the past 3 weeks, really.
Y'all gonna win the division.
We should. If we play the way our talent dictates on our roster, then we should win that division.
You have 2 0-3 teams in that division right now.
That's very true.
All right, quick show of hands. Who saw the 38-0 beating that New York took?
I watched it, so I guess you say I saw it.
Did you see it coming?
Oh, I did.
I picked the Giants, so obviously not.
Yeah.
I mean,
38-0.
That's embarrassing.
Eli is not the same Eli of old. Okay, he's not putting up the same numbers. He has the same offense.
He's leading the NFL in interceptions right now.
It's the same offense. Why can't you put up the same numbers?
Carolina's D is looking good at home this year. They stopped Seattle, stopped them to 12 points? No, they're in Carolina. Need you to put it together, buddy.
Oh yeah, I picked the road game.
Way to go.
No, I went against my mantra and it bit me.
But I agree with you. Their defense has been solid at home, but you have to be consistent and actually have solid games on the road.
Yeah, you mentioned something last week that Cam Newton and Ted Ginn are starting to get chemistry.
They are,
and that showed in this game.
They are, and unfortunately, right now, Carolina's going into a bye week in week 4, and they're just going to be like, we just got chemistry.
Yeah.
Let's keep momentum going. But Carolina is now 1-2 now for the season. Mm-hmm. Still behind Atlanta and New Orleans in the South. Giants are, like you mentioned, 0-3 in the NFC East. Tampa Bay, another really tough game for them. They actually held their own in the first half for the most part. Mm-hmm. Their defense was holding Tom Brady to be silent.
under Tom Brady's normal performance, which we've kind of seen Tom Brady the first 3 weeks of the season underperforming.
Yeah, he hasn't been normal.
A lot of his weapons are out though. He doesn't have Wes Welker. Gronk's been hurt, and Aaron Hernandez is in the pokey. So
he's coming back though.
Gronk or Hernandez?
Hernandez.
Right. New England, but in the second half they kicked it in, and Tampa Bay's defense just didn't look like that an answer for it.
Tampa Bay is who we thought they were at the beginning of the season.
Does
At
Graciano
least-
need to be on the hot seat?
They didn't lose this
Absolutely.
game in the last
Does
second.
Josh Freeman need to be on the hot seat?
Absolutely.
Okay.
He needs to be on the bench.
And we'll have to
This will
have
be on the
some kind
unemployment
of.
line.
We need to have some kind of
He playing Jacksonville.
connection with Matt out in Hawaii on that answer too. Another game that I didn't see coming.
Not this lopsided.
Houston losing badly to
Yeah.
Baltimore.
30-9.
I mean, that game.
Called that as well, I think.
Oh, well, shut.
I
Guess
picked
what? I'm still winning in Pigs 10 Pick'em.
Hey, I'm
him.
winning.
Boom!
He
He got you.
I'm winning in my money league.
30-9 is the final score.
Yeah.
Houston's offense just didn't look like they were in sync at all.
I told you this is two pretenders in my mind. This is two pretenders of Super Bowl contenders. I don't think either one of
Contenders
them.
of Super Bowl contenders.
Exactly.
Look at
A little rhyming. I don't think either one of these
Dr.
teams.
Seuss over here.
I don't think either one of these teams have a legitimate case to be in the Super Bowl this year. I think they're both pretenders,
It's going to be a fight between Baltimore and Cincinnati for that division, though. Obviously, Pittsburgh.
No, Pittsburgh's going to come back. Oh, no.
Nope.
And we'll hit Pittsburgh a little bit later. 30-9 final score. Houston loses. Detroit actually goes into Washington and
First time in 75 years.
75 or 72. Wasn't it 72 last
I
year?
thought it was 76.
They're 0-21.
A
They were 0-21.
long time.
First time in a very, very long time, Washington actually Detroit goes into Washington and wins.
RG threw the ball 50 times.
That's not a recipe to win.
Way too much.
Yes.
This is, and their offense is pretty much the same thing as they were last year. So it's like there's a few teams out there right now that have the same offense from last year that aren't doing anything this year.
That offense is not the same as last year. RG's 3 injury has slowed him down. He looks skittish in the pocket. It's not the same offense because it's not the same RG3.
Either not come back or let him play in the preseason because this is odd.
They need to start Kirk Cousins.
Yes.
Detroit, on the other hand, is starting to get a little bit more
Doesn't matter.
momentum on offense.
That
I know it's not going to go anywhere in the division, but they're starting to get a little bit more momentum on offense. They may play spoiler. They may even creep into a wild card spot.
No.
You don't think?
Nope.
They have
No way.
They have the potential as far as the offense is concerned. Their
Are
defense
they
still
1-2
needs.
or 2-1?
Are
Are they
they?
1-2?
They're not
I
making
didn't
the
know
playoffs,
that.
fellas.
So is Green Bay. They're 1-2 also. Dude.
They're not sniffing the playoffs.
New Orleans invites Arizona in and then just completely stomps on them, 31-7. This is
Everybody
what we
sees
saw
that.
that come in.
New Orleans is 3-0. They're going to win the division.
San Diego squeaks by Tennessee. I mean, this game was,
I really thought Tennessee was going to win this game.
I did too.
and it was really close.
It was
I
a
mean,
very
it was
good
just
game.
Tennessee's been in every game this year.
This was a game between two teams that are on the precipice of making that push into the playoffs and
The only
getting that
thing,
wild
but
card
the thing that
spot.
sucks for San Diego is the division they're in.
That's why I said
They're
playoff. That's why I
really
said
good.
wild card.
But
And you know what? Locker's
They're in
actually
third.
starting to show up this year. He's starting to play really well.
27 fantasy
Um,
points last week.
No.
No.
What's his face?
yeah,
Chris
he's
Johnson.
good.
No.
Rivers?
Philip Rivers.
Yeah,
Thank you.
no problem.
Philip Rivers is actually playing really well this season. He's
Did I call that before the season started?
yeah, you did.
I think I did call that before the season started.
He
I'm
has no
still
choice,
beating you in
dude. This
picks
is
and
like his
pick'ems.
contract. Yeah, he's beating you, dude.
Not my money league.
21-20 final score. Tennessee loses. Cleveland shocks the world and actually ties Atlanta,
And
San Francisco,
yeah,
Green Bay.
Here's the thing. Let me tell you
Detroit?
what Cleveland's problem. They had two problems. Problem number one, Hoyer wasn't starting. Problem number two, Trent Richardson was in the way. They get rid of him
Isn't
and they win a
Whedon
game.
back this week? Whedon's back this week.
I say they start Hoyer.
I'd say start Campbell.
Okay.
There you go. Does it matter?
Yeah, they're trying to tank for Teddy, so start Hoyer. Start Campbell. Don't start Whedon.
31-27 final score against Minnesota. Minnesota's offense is playing decent.
Here we go.
Aren't they? I mean,
Their
outside
offense?
of Ponder, I mean, it's just
I-
here you go,
outside-
Peterson.
Yeah, but how many yards has he had since his first 78-yard touch?
Decent amount.
He's
Give me some
averaging
points every week.
2.3 yards per touch.
I'm just saying.
Who are we talking about?
Peterson.
Oh. I was looking at the board, looking at the
Cleveland wins 31-27 over Minnesota. Indianapolis goes into San Francisco.
and beat the out of us, man.
Yes, they did.
Made us look like straight garbage.
Yep.
And
Second
that's
week in a
the end
row.
of that, yeah.
27-7. Andrew Luck continues to play
Alan
well
Smith
after his first week debacle.
Golden child.
The Jets, Jets, wins
not see this.
27-20.
I figured Buffalo.
Poor
could do that.
Megan, we weren't rubbing it in. We were actually hoping because all of us picked
All
Buffalo.
of us picked Buffalo. Yeah.
So we weren't rubbing it in.
I
That's a tough
really
game.
thought Buffalo was going to pull it off
I did
there in
too.
the end. I really thought they were, and that was one of the most competitive games of the week.
We thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it was a very good game between two teams that I don't really consider
Speaking of good games,
playoff teams.
Yeah.
But a great game nonetheless.
27-20 final score. Seattle completely demolishes
Jacksonville didn't win.
Completely
I
demolishes
thought it was
Jacksonville.
a win.
Yeah,
45-17.
Kind of.
By the way, we'll talk about your suspension later.
Right.
It's actually an appeals process.
I'm
Atlanta
gonna step out down on my own like Adam Smith.
Atlanta loses to Miami like everyone called 23-27. It was a really close game. Atlanta continues to be on the verge of winning, but they just can't pull the trigger. And their defense continues to put up or to give up points.
And that's not Matty Ice of last year.
No, it's
Matty
not.
Ice
Welcome
down.
to the 2012 San Diego Chargers.
Valid point. Now, they're still second in the division, and they have a negative, I think, 4-point differential or negative 3-point differential right now through 3 games, which is really, really good for a team. Chicago completely destroys Pittsburgh 40-23.
There was a few games this weekend when you just looked at it and you said, "Yeah, this is a no-brainer."
The Browns could beat the Steelers right now.
I wouldn't put it past them.
Pittsburgh actually started coming back a little bit in the fourth quarter, and then
Garbage
Roethlisberger just started.
time. It doesn't matter.
I mean,
Garbage
it was
time.
just bad.
Is Chicago that good though? I mean,
Chicago's D is that solid.
Chicago's
I'm
very
talking about
good.
their team all around.
Jay Cutler actually looks like a quarterback this year. As much as I hate him,
yeah.
as much as I hate him, and as much as I have to admit it, Jay Cutler is looking pretty good this year.
Yeah, he really is. And their defense continues to put up points. I think I had 25 fantasy points thanks to Chicago this week.
Hopefully, don't have that next week.
Denver
going against each other. All right.
And we'll talk about that here shortly. Denver,
they did what we thought they were going to do.
37-21 final score.
Once again, the score doesn't indicate how not
Lopsided
close this
it
game was.
was.
Yeah.
This game was over in the first quarter.
Yeah, that's Peyton Manning has had the best start statistically by any quarterback ever in the
12
NFL.
touchdowns, right?
12 touchdowns, no picks.
That's
That is
the
nice.
most touchdowns thrown by a quarterback in the first 3 games of the season in NFL history.
Terrell Pryor is day to day as of right now, concussed after the hit that he took on Sunday. But
I think he hit his head against the wall after the game. I don't want to play no more.
That's a possibility.
I don't want to play no more.
But that's it.
That's what I'd have done.
That's it for our Week 3
play for
recap.
the
Check
Raiders.
back for our Week 4
Don't wanna
preview
play no
here
more,
shortly
not the
for
Raiders.
Bryce and Daniel while he
Ah.
continues to talk on Billy. Thanks, guys, for watching.